There are several ways in which you can block websites on your Android device, and while we know that Google Chrome is the most popular browser choice for said devices, the issue is that the same amount of extensions and add-ons that exists in its desktop counterpart doesn't exist in its mobile version. There is no extensions for blocking certain websites you can add, neither is there any way to do it natively. Hence, if you don't do it on the browser level, then you're going to need a browser that supports it. For example, Firefox on mobile, because you can get an extension like, for example, LeechBlock NG, which can do it for you. So simply go into add-ons on Firefox and install LeechBlock NG. Then go into its settings, where you can then block up to 30 sites, or alternatively set up blocks for keywords instead. It is a decent enough starting point, however again it only works for certain browsers that supports these kind of extensions. You can also take it a step further, and if you're specifically doing this to protect a child's device, then you can always make use of an app like, for example, Google's own Family Link, which as one of its many parental control settings allows you to block specific sites or specific website categories. There are also other alternatives, like for example for Samsung devices specifically, Samsung also have their own variant of it. So you may want to check out our full detailed guide on how exactly those work. There are also certain antivirus apps you can install that also come with parental controls or some website blocking capabilities, like for example Trend Micro Mobile Security, where as part of its parental control features it has a website filter where you can set a generic protection level or also get more involved with blocked lists and approved lists. This can be a pretty good option given how it combines both the parental control features as well as the antivirus features into a single app. However, odds are that the default anti-malware protection on your device is probably already good enough. They can also do it by setting up a firewall using an app like NoRoot Firewall, which is one of the few ways of doing so without rooting your device. Once you have installed it, you can add certain websites that will be blocked via the firewall, and it can be turned on or off by the press of a button. A lot of these methods have been pretty easy to get around, and if your kid is tech savvy enough, they'll have no issues with a lot of them. But then there's OpenDNS, something that will be a lot harder to overcome. And while you usually don't have to install any additional apps to use it, the issue is that the way of doing so will differ slightly depending on what exact version of Android you have from which vendor. But those are all the main ways that you can block certain websites on Android, being on the overall device level or just on the browser level. So if you have found this video helpful, maybe subscribe to How To Authority for more like this in the future.